Hi, hello, how are ya? Hoping to make this one fairly quick. Again, I like the shorter videos when I can do them instead of a long rip. And I don't have a lot to rip today. Actually, I have nothing to rip today. But I did want to do a recap of just a fun day I had out and about. So today, Courtney was at work and I had to go run some errands. I picked up a few things from the post office that were being held there, including this, which I may or may not go through on camera. But it's something, a lot that I got on eBay from a couple of weeks ago that finally got delivered. This is a recap of some things that Nelson and I opened together, but some good cards that I had. But also most of today was going through, going to some thrift stores. So found this pack at a thrift store. Don't know what's in it, but it does look like there's some sleeved things in here. And this was only $2. They took the tag off, but only $2. I saw this Tim Salmon on the end, this cool insert, so maybe something neat in there. But I also wanted to go through some things I found at some garage sales, just overall some cool pulls. So let's do this, I don't know, fairly quick. To begin, there was a community yard sale and a family was selling some old toys and a Squirtle was there for 50 cents. And I didn't have change on me. Actually, I only had a $10 bill and the guy did not have change, so he let me just have this. And I thought that was so kind that I went and bought from some other people and came back and gave him $1. So pay it forward and you get a Squirtle out of it. Was also at a, community thrift store type area and they had this Ducktail Run rod and custom show, Gas City, Indiana from 2008, and I just thought that the bird on that was really cool. So that's going to go in my pin board on my pin collection. You know the deal, Corky's here. We've been having great luck since we got Corky in our life, so let's thank Corky again. These are a mix of hits, so I will go through them quickly. I do believe that I showed some of these off in another video I released recently, so Nelson and I opened a Don Russ NBA unlicensed mega box, which have been incredibly fun. So I opened one and you have that on the channel, but these are some of the pulls him and I did together. We shared the price and then drafted from that. So these aren't all of the hits. Actually, it's only half of the hits and Nelson has the other half. So we pulled some really cool stuff, but I ended up snagging the number card we got of Niederhauser. And then also our box ended up having an auto in it. There was a relic and an auto. The relic went to Nelson because it was Jan Hansen, but I took the auto, which is cool. Kalik or Kalek, I keep saying his name wrong, but House, I think, is a commit to Xavier we looked up. So, and he's Eddie House's son. This common Moloch, green on the zero gravity, pretty cool. And then a VJ Edgecombe rated rookie green as well. And then I love Neat Clifford, so this was an optic chrome on that. These were not from that box. Obviously, these are Pokemon cards, but Courtney and I got frozen yogurt yesterday and did a little pack battle. Actually, I will include that clip right now. We got some hits. We pack battled, and Courtney and I didn't really tie, but we did get 2 hits. Courtney beat me, and we got some Froyo. So, good day today. Did we get anything else good? And a Makuhita. Yeah. And we got some Marvel cards, and those kind of sucked. But we got Daredevil somewhere. Anyway, just buy singles. Are you done? Okay. Bye. Okay. Give me my phone back. So anyway, these two were fun and, fun date night, getting to hang out. Not about the pulls, but it is fun to get cool pulls too. Now, this is a pull that I got at a thrift store. They had this big box of a lot of these 1992 4-sport draft pick collection cards. They were doing 10 cents a card. There was a lot that I didn't want of hockey guys that I didn't know, but I saw Derek Jeter in there. And this card isn't worth a ton. It's maybe a $2 to $4 card, but to get it for 10 cents and it's, essentially like a rookie Jeter, that's pretty cool. This was at a local yard sale, so there was a cool Grant Hill that they had. The guy had a rookie Bo Nix, which has a hair in it, weird. This Emmitt Smith is not for me, it is for Nelson, but again, one of the guys had it and it's numbered, so I hopefully will give this to Nelson before this video goes live, but there you go, buddy. tried to find one for you. Slim Reaper over here on the green cracked ice. He's the #1 option in Philly now, so hopefully I can snag him in fantasy this year. I think that would be fun. And then, again, this guy was just like getting rid of his cards. I feel like I got a really good deal. But this is a, if you could see that in the corner, 25 out of 25 Baron Browning rookie card. I honestly do not recognize the guy's name, and I follow the Broncos for, you know, a decent amount. So, yeah, but bookend. So we snagged those. This came in the mail. This was not at a thrift store or anything, but Vinny and a numbered Vinny. So I'm glad I grabbed that one. And I wanted to save on some shipping. So I also had snagged this Grimmsnarl V that came with the Vinny. This was from the yard sale. So this is a silver Jalen Milroe, which is very terribly centered, but pretty cool on that. And then I've got a soft spot for Quentin Johnston, another guy I want to snag for my fantasy team, but this is a cool rookie card from Zenith. And love him or hate him, Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, and I found a numbered one that a guy was basically just getting rid of, so grab this. It's a die cut too. And then a guy that I'd never heard of before, Bishop Sankey, rookie card. But this one was out of 50. And again, just for nothing at a yard sale, essentially. Another numbered card at a yard sale I didn't want to let go. Out of 99, Geno Smith. I remember watching Geno play in these exact uniforms. One day, Russell Wilson got hurt, and we got to see Geno before it was the Geno show there. And then a rookie card of Aiden Hutchinson, so always got to do that as a Lions fan. So those are the top-loaded things. Let's go to the next batch. Okay, so now we've got these, which are some more things I found at the thrift store that were pretty cool. These two I found alongside that Derek Jeter, again in the 10-cent box. Of the names that they had for these, whatever this is, 4-sport collection, this was the 93. Billy Wagner was one of the only guys I recognized. And I also recognized Irvin Johnson. Fun fact, my mom actually met Irvin Johnson one time. And my mom is fairly short. And Irvin Johnson is, well, let's see if we've got his measurements back here. Yeah, he's 6'11", and I feel like that's generous on that side in terms of he might be closer to 7 or plus. So that is a very funny picture and a fun memory, so needed to grab one of those. But these, I was super excited to snag. These were just some extras that came in that order of Grimmsnarl V and Vinny. The seller threw in these extra cards, which that was very nice of them. So put those aside. But these, here is where my knowledge runs thin, because I didn't realize that in the 80s or 90s, there was a World League for football. And I found a bunch of these cards about all of the cool teams that they had. So the Skyhawks, the New Jersey Knights, the Birmingham Fire, San Antonio Riders, the Barcelona Dragons. I feel like I would have been a Dragons fan. That is so cool. Look at that helmet. That is incredibly cool. So we've got that. Montreal Machine, the London Monarchs, the Orlando Thunder, the Frankfurt Galaxy. Again, so cool. Sacramento Surge, very neat. And then I grabbed, they had a ton of the players, but I tried to grab just a couple. So here's one that was the Bowl replay. So Barcelona played London, it looked like. And then some of the ones that just like looked like cool action shots. So Michael Proctor from the Machine, he was a quarterback. Danny Lockett, the linebacker for the Monarchs. Eric Wilkerson from the Knights. He was the World League rushing leader. I wonder what he led with. Game by game rushing. Wow, that is... Okay, everybody that's a professional athlete is better than me, but those numbers are kind of underwhelming considering what I thought they would be. Anyway, Errol Tucker from the Thunder. He was the World League punt return leader. And then Demetrius Davis, tight end for the Dragons. Cool name. And then Victor Floyd for the Surge. And then this card I just think looks the funniest. Kirk Maggio, punter for the Birmingham Fire. Look at that. Look at those unis too. So very cool. Happy to have picked these up. Again, these were 10 cents a piece. That's, you know, I might go back and try to complete the collection on another day, but these are so cool. On to the next pile. As mentioned, I wanted to break down some of the cards I got in the Mega Box split that I had with Nelson. So here are the hits that I have that I have not already shown. The top loader ones are the ones that I felt were better or I wanted to set aside. But again, these are just my half of hits. Remember, we split the box, so Nelson got a bunch of hits too. I'm telling you, if you want a fun rip with your friends, get a Mega Box of Donruss. Like, Donruss is killing it right now. Donruss has my heart at this current moment, and I will sing their praises. But I got this red cracked ice of Maxime, and then the blue cracked ice of Come On Moloch. We got a Jim Boehm on the Optic Chrome, a Kevin McHale on the Optic Chrome. Can't remember what we determined this is called, but another one. Again, we drafted all of what we considered to be hits, and so I grabbed this Jordan Smith as one of my last picks, not to be inconsiderate to him. It was just one of the last things I grabbed. Another Maxime, just banking hard on him. There was an Oscar Thompson that was also the Chrome. But then for the green laser or green foil, whatever it's called, a Bobby Knight, I grabbed a Noah Penda. I grabbed Mika Murinen, Finland, I believe we looked him up. And then Omaha, Bilyeu, a rated prospect there. Cool. And then I just thought the Lance Stevenson was too funny to not grab. Love Lance Stevenson. And then a Larry Bird on the color match. Again, the only time that it really hurts without the licensing is when it's not clearly covered there. But still, cool Larry Legend on the green. And then grabbed this Zero Gravity Jeremiah Fears. I got a green foil on the Walter Clayton Jr. Swish. Didn't really care to, but it was available on the board, and snagged this Net Marvels for Trey. This is from a different box, but also had this Net Marvels. I pulled in another video that will be uploaded. Don't know the timeline on that, but opened a box of Road to the World Cup Soccer and got this one. And then, I don't know, I'm a hoarder in terms of like keeping too many cards, but some guys just have cool names and the rated prospects are rookies, so kept Zoom Diallo. Maybe he'll pay off, who knows. And then Mercy, I almost said Mercy Mercury. It's Mercy Miller. Cool name, keeping that Mercy Miller. I believe he is a Jaguar, plays for Houston. And then Dink Pate. Again, just cool names. Kept the Walter Clayton Jr., have a soft spot for him too. Malik Thomas, falling in love with the Razorbacks to watch Darius Acuff Jr. meant that I also learned to like some of the other guys. So Trevin Brazil, super excited that he is a Nugget, but also Malik Thomas, I believe he's a Cav, and excited for him. And then this guy just had a really cool name. Babatunde Oladotan. I am sure I said that wrong, but kept him aside. I'll have to look him up and see where he plays. I cannot tell from the jersey. And then Neek, all the Neeks went to me, so have to keep adding Cliffords. And again, thank you for the arm placement, Neek. These did great. One last pile. All right, this I was very pumped about. We went to a community yard sale. I did. Courtney's going to be very jealous that she was working today and I got to do this. But I found a house which I'd actually been to before, and I knew the guy had sports cards, and I knew the guy also liked Magic. He did not remember me at all. That is totally fine. But when I walked up, he had some cool football stuff, like a lot of those football cards that I showed, the numbered ones, he had those, but he also had some Magic. So I was like, what do you got? We ended up being able to make a good deal. Here are the things I got. Again, the football and the Magic cards all together, I think I gave him like $55. I think it's a good deal, and I'll show you why. So we got this Curiosity. This is a foil, so just a great playable card and in foil. A Scarlet Spider, also in foil. Just a fun card in general, and one that might be fun to brew around. Boomerang Basics, nothing fancy about this one. It just does look like it could be quite playable, and especially I'm a Nazette guy, so any blue and red cards always going for. Grand, this is a foil, and again, looks like it could be a fun card to brew around. Same with the Chakra Meditation. It has cool art, and it looks like it would be a fun card to brew around, and it's foil. A lot of these were foil. Boomy Unleashed, Not foil, but a mythic and a fun looking mythic too. I've seen this Airbender Ascension in a lot of white decks I've been thinking about brewing, so not bad to grab one of these. Dauntless Dismantler, I do believe was a decently priced card at some point. Decently, maybe a couple of bucks, but this is a foil one and good for stacks. Tiger Seal, just really cool art. Whether I use it or not, who knows, but it looks really cool. Okay, and now here we're getting into the things that were totally worth it and will make the video. So Ornithopter, yeah, whatever. It's cool, it's foil. Ornithopter's timeless. But these are the two cards that I am just didn't think I would start the day I was not looking for and did not think I would end the day with, but look at what we've got. So we've got this Secret Lair, Birds of Paradise. Market on this is maybe about 13 bucks at this time. Foil on that, of course. And then this Arcane Signet, the Dan Frazier one. I think it is the most beautiful Arcane Signet art. I know there's a lot of Arcane Signet arts to choose from, but this is what I would rank as my favorite. And one that I've never included in my decks because I didn't have, and I didn't think I would have, unless the opportunity struck. And today that happened. So I think these two cards in total at the current moment when I'm recording this maybe have market value of, let's say this one, to be generous, about 30. This one maybe about 13. So if we're going to say maybe 40 to 43-ish right in my hand, and to have paid about 55 bucks for these, all of these cards here, and then the football cards, more than fair. So that is what I've got today. I think I might hold off on some of these. I probably won't even do a video with these. I probably will just enjoy them. I will bring them and open these with Nelson, so don't have to do everything on camera. But that's what I wanted to show off today. Hopefully quick vid on that, and I hope you all have a stellar weekend, or this probably won't get uploaded on the weekend, so have a stellar whatever day it is for you. All right, see y'all. Have a great day. Much love. Bye!